U, eu. U, eu. I think this must be the most difficult one for most people. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, ow, ow. Ei. Oké. Hallo allemaal, that used to be. Laten we vandaag weer naar klanken kijken. Let's look at some sounds today. We're gonna look today at 5 vowels, namely these ones. And those are oe, eu, ui, ei, ow. Oe, eu, ui, ei, and ow. So ei and ow have 2 different spellings, but both of these are ei and both of these are ow. Many students find these 5 vowels kind of hard, and especially the eu and ow are found very, very difficult to pronounce. So if you're one of them and you have a bit of trouble with these sounds, then don't worry. I'm gonna teach you step by step how to make them. We can divide them into 2 different kinds of vowels. By the way, the Dutch word for vowel is klinker. De klinker. The oe and eu are monoftongs and the ui, ei, ow are diftongs. What does that mean? Well, a monophthong is when you don't change the position of your lips or your mouth when you make a sound. Listen and watch my lips. Oeh. My mouth is just in one position and it doesn't change. Oeh. And eu. Eu. It changes slightly, but not so much. And actually other monophthongs in Dutch are a, e, I, o. Yeah? Most of the vowels in Dutch are monophthongs. Your mouth stays in the same position. But then these 3 are diftongs, and that's why they're extra, extra, extra hard, because the mouth glides from one position to the other. It actually glides from one sound to the other, making a new sound. And I'm gonna teach you how to do that. But first listen and watch my lips. Ow, ow. That's the first one. The second, ei, ei. Yes. And the third, ow, ow, ow. I'm going to teach you step by step how to go from which sound to make these diftongs. And before we're going to look into those 5 sounds, maybe you can already let me know in the comments which one is the hardest for you. And I hope that this video is going to help you and that you can make it by the end of this video. So please also let me know if I've helped you today. Let's start first with the easy ones, the monophthongs, and then we go to the diftongs. And we start with the monophthong oe, spelled phonetically like this. Oe. Probably this is the easiest for you, and you also have this sound in other languages. For example, in English, such as in food. Oe. Food. Or in Spanish, luna. Yes, ou, la luna. Or in French, vous, vous. Okay, so if you speak one or more of these languages, then the ou doesn't need to be too hard. And how to make it with your mouth? Well, first you round your lips as if you're gonna whistle. Yeah, like this. You push your lips slightly forward. Yeah, like a little blowfish. The tongue you keep in the back of your mouth, and then you produce a long, steady sound. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, roku, roku. I think it's also what an owl makes. Roku. Yes? Ooh, 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 ooh. We're gonna look at some Dutch words, and please repeat after me. Boek. Boek. Stoel. Stoel. Koe. Koe. doen, doen. Groen, groen. And then a whole sentence. De boze koe loeit boe bij de groene boer. De boze koe loeit boe bij de groene boer. Okay, very, very, very good. Let's look at these three words for a moment, because this one is with the u only, boer. But sometimes students pronounce these two also with u, but here this is boor, boor, buur, boer. If you want to learn more about the o and the u in boor and buur, then you can watch this video if you haven't seen that one yet, okay? The u sound is only represented by this. O plus A together, u. Yeah, so whenever you see an O and A together, you know it's u. But sometimes, sporadically, we see words like this. And how do we pronounce this? Do we pronounce it as coefficient? No. Here, the double dots on the E indicate that the first and second are actually separate. It's not one vowel, but it is coefficient. Coefficient. We will also see this for the other vowels today. But if there's not a double dot on the E, then it's together, then it's U. But now, coefficient. The second one is O. O. Okay, this is a really hard sound for a lot of my students. So how do we make this? Okay, let's start together again with the U. Yeah, we just round our lips as if we're gonna whistle. We make the air come out. We have the tongue a little bit in the back. U. But now we open the lips a little bit up and down, like the upper lip up and the lower lip down. U, ö, u, ö, u, ö. You see, I opened my lips slightly up and down, but not the entire mouth. I don't widen it. I just make it a little bit more vertically. I open it a little bit more. U, ö. Try that. And you even see, even though it's not a diphthong, that we start a little bit more open and we close the lips a little bit. We push them towards an oo a bit. So it is actually a little bit looks like a diphthong because it's slightly changing. All right? Yeah? And actually it's similar to the in French, as in de, or the in German, schön. It's similar to those. Let's look at some Dutch words. And again, repeat after me. Leuk, leuk. Neus, neus. Keuken, keuken. Neutraal, neutraal. There are some students who find it a little bit difficult still to hear the difference or make the difference between oe and o. So let's look at this sentence. De leuke broer heeft een goede, leuke neus. De leuke broer heeft een goede, leuke neus. Can you hear the difference? Can you make the difference? Please let me know in the comments. Well, sometimes the ö sounds a little bit more like when it's in front of r, the air in Dutch. For example, deur. It sounds a little bit more like like this sound, deur. Of neuroloog, neuroloog. Of neuronen, neuronen. It's technically still ö, but a little bit shorter and a little bit more central in the mouth. And then again, we have words like this. You see the little dots here on the u. So actually here we don't say reuni, reuni, no, reuni, reuni, reuni. The dots indicate the letters should be separate, not put together into ö. Then the 3 diphthongs. The first one is au. I think this must be the most difficult one for most people. Au, au, au. And a diphthong is something that slides from one sound to another sound. Here we glide from something like similar to maybe in bed, to u. Au, au. Yeah, au. Okay, so start with end with u, u. Ow, ow. Your lips close towards the end. We open them up. Tongue down. We open the whole mouth. With the tongue down. We close them at the front. At the u. Yeah, we can learn all about the u in this video, by the way. U. Ow. Oh, oh. Well done. I really don't know if it's also in other languages. So if it is, if you know if it's in your language, please let me know. Now we're going to practice with some Dutch words. Huis. Huis. Tuin. Tuin. Muis. Muis. Ruim, ruim en bruin, bruin. Then this sentence, de bruine muis zit buiten het huis in de tuin. De bruine muis zit buiten het huis in de tuin. Well, let's look at some words with o versus au. Do you remember how we made that o? It looked like oo, but the lips a little bit more open. O. And then au. By au, you open your mouth completely first. Start with au. Yeah? O. Keep them small. Au, big au. Okay, great. Leuk. Luik. You see, leuk, small lips. Luik, open lips. Reus, small lips. Ruis, more open lips. Keus, kuis. Okay, do you hear the difference? And if so, can you make it also yourself? I hope so. And then again, words like this one, is that pronounced like ruine? No. Again, this indicates it's 2 sounds. Ruine. Ruïne. The 4th sound is a diphthong called ei. And you can spell it in 2 different ways. But you pronounce them both like ei. It is a little bit similar to the ei in French, in soleil, or to the ei in German, like MIJN, sein. Yeah, so if you speak one of those languages, it is similar to those. Soleil, MIJN, sein. Maybe it's a bit different, but we have to start somewhere. And this one also starts with like the other one. But now we don't go to u, but we go to i. Ei, ei. I. Yeah, you hear the E at the end. And we start again with A. So, au was au, from E to U. That was au. Now, I is I. Going to E, the E sound. I. Well, Dutch words. We have 6 in total, 3 with the short I. We call this the short I, and 3 with the long I, This is the long I. And it's called short and long, not because you pronounce them short and long, because they're written like I is written with exactly the same amount of letters. But the other one is long because it has the long J. J is a little bit longer to write. I guess that's why korte ei, lange ei. Okay, so the first word is ei, which is egg. Ei. Klein. Klein. Meisje. Meisje. IJs. IJs. Tijd. Tijd. Blij. Blij. Het kleine meisje eet een ijsje en ze is heel blij. Het kleine meisje eet een ijsje en ze is heel blij. Then look at these three words. Well, again, the dots indicate that here it is not I, it is geïsoleerd, geïrriteerd, geïntegreerd. The last sound, the third diphthong of today, the last diphthong in Dutch, the au, spelled in two different ways as well, but pronounced both the same. Au. Here it glides from a to oo. Ow. Ow. So we start with like in but or man. Ow. 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 So it is the same maybe if you hurt yourself and you say ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah? That's actually almost that sound. Ow. Ouch. Let's look at some words. Hout. Hout. Koud. Brr. Koud. Vrouw. Vrouw. Auto. Auto. Pauze. Pauze. En saus. Saus. De saus van de vrouw is koud. De saus van de vrouw is koud. Okay, let's put oe and au next to each other. Oe, oe, oe. Au, au. Yes. Zoet. Zout. Zout. Zoet. Goed. Goud. Dit is goud. Dit is goed. En voet. Ja, voet. En fout. Fout. Maar voet. And then ui and au next to each other. Ui, ui, au. Zuid. Zout. Zuid. Ui, ui, zuid. Zout. Kuit. That is this. that is this. Kuit. Yeah, kuit. I should do more yoga and I can put my leg in my neck and I can teach like that the next time if I want to show my foot and my calf. Okay. Dus kuit, that is the part of my leg. Kuit, koud. And lastly, trui, trui en trouw. Trouw. Trui, trouw. Okay, did you hear the difference? Have you repeated after me and can you also make the difference? Please, first of all, let me know which sound was the hardest for you, or maybe still is. And did this video help you? Did I help you a bit with this video? Do you now know how to pronounce them? Or can you at least try? And can you start practicing? I hope it really, really, really helped you. And let's have one last practice just to close off with the 5 sounds in these 5 words. So if you see these 5 words, how would you pronounce them? Try it first yourself and then I will pronounce them. Yeah, so the first one is buik, boek, buik, buik, boek, buik, blij en blauw. De blije man met een blauwe buik leest een boek onder de buik. If you want to learn more Dutch with me, you can do that. I have several courses in my online school. You can check them all out. I have a course for beginners, for intermediates, and for higher intermediate students. I have a course about sentence structures and one about verbs. So if you want to practice more and learn more Dutch with me, check the link in the description to my online school. And if you want to learn more now about long and Dutch vowels, if you haven't watched this video yet, then maybe I see you there or I see you in another video. I wish you all a great day. See you soon. Doei!